Well, hello, Sag. Today, the collective reading is for you. And because it's a collective reading, please be aware that it's not going to resonate with each and every person who watches. So you're just going to have to see, does it resonate? If so, only take the parts that resonate with you and leave the rest for someone else. This is also a timeless reading. And as such, it's not important that you see it with respect to when it was created, but rather, if you get an intuitive nudge to watch a video, then there is a message in that from Spirit for you. The last thing is, since Tarot is genderless, please be aware that if reference is made to maybe a court card like a Queen of Cups or a King of Cups, it does not necessarily mean that that is the gender of the person that is holding that energy. And also, I'm speaking with respect to you, Sagittarius, but if you see that it resonates more with the other side that I'm talking to, it's perfectly fine to flip and switch. So the first thing I asked Spirit, what were the important items for Sag for their growth and for the betterment of everyone? What did Sag need to know? And the very first card that came out was change. Now in this card, you'll notice the winds are blowing because the leaves are blowing in the background. And this woman is having to pull her cloak up because the wind is so severe. So obviously there is some kind of a storm. There is a storm that is bringing change. So many out there in the Sagittarius Collective, you either have recently experienced it, are experiencing, or will be in the near future. So there is definitely change on the horizon. The first card that comes out holds the most energy. So this is a very significant card. Now the other thing, Sag, is you also got the card of protection. And this particular card talks about, there are two swans in here. And I believe there is a divine union that is being protected at this time. So there is divine protection around you. And the other thing that ties into this are these cards right here, Sag. Right out of the gate with this deck of cards, all four of these first cards talk about angelic support, or at least faith, because replace your fear with faith. So all of them are related to spirituality. And then we have this one as well. So this is a huge, huge theme for you today. So protection certainly is something that you will need to kind of bear in mind. Compassion is another. So the person that you see here in this card, you'll notice how she's looking down at this poor little nymph. I'm not sure what this is. It's on the ground, obviously very tired, very fatigued. And you'll notice the look on her face. I don't know if I can get this to focus, but the look on her face is very compassionate and very gentle and non-judgmental. And I believe what Spirit is saying with this is, Sag, please make sure that you use compassion when dealing with others. I think this is going to be come up as an issue for you. And so just bear that in mind, to have compassion. And then the last card from this deck that I pulled was Power in Reverse. So I believe, Sag, there are many of you that are going to need to reclaim your power. Reclaim your power, speak your truth. So I sense that, like I said, there are many of you, you're just not quite there. I think you're working on it, but you're not quite there. So that is another big theme that Spirit wanted you to focus on. The Tarot deck, we start off with the Chariot sideways. Someone was starting to make forward movement, and then for whatever reason, it stopped. It's not in reverse, but it's just kind of sort of slowly turning around. The card next to that is the Four of Wands. Now, the Four of Wands is kind of like the happy home, the ideal home life. Two of Swords is next to that, and then the Star in reverse is next to that. So I believe that someone has really been struggling. There's a decision about, I believe making a home with someone that someone has really been struggling with, but they're not having a lot of faith. At this point in time, I don't see that they have a lot of faith about this partnership, whatever kind it is, coming together. It's followed by the Ten of Cups and the Seven of Swords. Now, I've asked for some clarifiers, and there's been someone who's gone through some heartache because there was some recovery that had to do with respect to this Ten of Cups, Sag, that you have. Also, the Six of Swords is here. next to the Seven of Swords. So I believe what I'm feeling is that you, having not much faith in this person that at one time was a Ten of Cups that you're kind of having to recover from, have made a decision through the Two of Swords reverse that you want to go to calmer waters. Oh, I'm sorry, that's my Halloween clock. It'll go off in just a moment. Now, there's a further clarifier on the Seven of Swords, which is upright, and that is there is a frog with a crown on it, and there's a jackrabbit. Now, I believe that a lot of the reason, too, that you're wanting to leave this past situation is because someone betrayed you. They lied to you, and you thought that this person, kind of like kissing that frog and finding the prince or the princess, I think you thought you were getting a prince or a princess, but I think you got a frog. And I think that person is overly focused on sexual desire. So be aware there may be this person from the past, someone who deceived you, who's kind of too focused on only the physical in the relationship that you've had to recover from. That is going to become an issue soon, or it's already here. Now, I see someone is also reliving some old memories as well. They're having to come up. This is the final decision about a partnership, but they're reliving a lot of old memories. And we have as clarifiers here, the Empress in reverse next to the Nine of Cups. What I feel that means is that you have made a decision. Whoever this person was who deceived you is holding the energy of the Empress in reverse, which is not really an Empress, because this is not someone who brings who grows things and brings love and care and attention and nurturing. That's not this person. This person is someone who has none to offer and is very cold. It's not very fertile. So you made a decision, at least for the time being, to basically love yourself. That's the decision you've made, even though you did have many fond memories with this person. But now the question has come up, well, so, is there another investment? I mean, I put all this time and this effort into it. It's like, what am I going to do at this point? And Spirit is telling you that you need to listen. There's something that you really need to stop and just listen. I think that you are going to come across information. And again, this will not apply to a ton of people out there in the collective, but someone out in the collective, I think you're going to find out that someone used some black magic on you. And as a result, the Seven of Pentacles, you're making the decision to move on from that situation. That's followed by the Four of Cups. So there has been a love offer, Sagittarius, around you that you either have ignored or you just did not want to take. You're just not interested in it. The King of Swords is the next card out, which is followed by the Page of Pentacles in reverse and the King of Cups next to the Sun. Now, I also have three clarifiers that ended up on the Page of Pentacles in reverse. And this is not a traditional read for this card, but the feeling I'm getting from those clarifiers and just the other cards here are that the person who is wanting to make this love offer, you Sagittarius, you're not feeling like you have a lot to give. You're not feeling like you have a lot to give, but you do have love. You do have love, and this person, a possible another fire sign, because I see a Queen of Wands here, next to the Page of Cups, next to the Two of Cups. So you want to offer your love, very much so, to this Queen of Wands. You see this person as illuminating, as life-giving, as it's just wonderful. The Sun is the best card in Tarot. And so you are in love with someone that you see as the Sun. Now, this card, this is very special. One of the decks I had, this was a card that really belonged to another deck. And sometimes that will happen. When that happens, that is always a sign from me that Spirit wants you to, there's something special about this. Now, this is a Kipper card, and instead of it coming upright, imprisonment is in reverse. So that means freedom. And this card, the bus card, was on that card. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be a bus, but I believe someone has been freed in some form or fashion. It doesn't have to be in jail. It could mean emotional freedom. It could mean financial freedom. It could be all kinds of things. Someone is free, Sag, and I believe that you are going to be heading somewhere. I believe you're the one who's been freed, and you're going to be heading to a destination for this person that you love. Now, the Nine of Wands is next to the Sun, and that's in reverse. So you're putting down your defenses. You were a wounded warrior. You've been through a lot of battles. But you're still holding on a little bit. There's a Four of Pentacles upright. Maybe not quite trusting, but getting a little better. The Two of Cups is here as well. So I have two of Cups on here. I have the Two of Cups in the Tarot, and then I have the Two of Cups as a clarifier. So there is love. There is love here for you, Sag, without a doubt, because it's here twice. The Two of Cups is next to the Seven of Wands here, which is next to the Fool. Now, these cards came out perpendicular, and what that means to me is the energy is changing, but it's just not fully made the round, if you will. I believe you're very defensive over this love, Sag, that you have. You are very, very defensive and will basically stand at the top of the mountain to fight anybody off that is trying to harm it in any way, shape, or form. Now, on this final card of the Fool, I got the symbol for Aries, and I got a holly, and I got a key. And what this means, I'm sorry, that's my little dog. I just got a little dog. And he has a tendency to snore. He's about 11. So if you hear him snoring, that's my little dog. There's several other tarot readers that have snoring dogs too. We should maybe start a club or something. Anyway, on the Fool, I think this is saying that you're going to be ready to go out. You're going to have the piece of the puzzle or the information that you need around Christmas time to make this grand start, because the Fool is all about a fresh new start. Now, we've also got the Knight of Swords here, and we've got the Six of Pentacles. So when you get in this mindset, probably around Christmas, you're going to be ready to go, because the Knight of Swords is a card that is about action. It's quick, it's fast. So next to, as clarifier, the Knight of Swords and the Six of Pentacles, I have the Two of Wands with a 4-leaf clover. This next destination for you, Sag, is going to be very, very, very good for you. It's going to be fair. You're going to have abundance there. So make your decision wisely. The Two of Wands is when you're contemplating, where do I go next? The Knight of Swords is going to take you where you know you need to go, and it's going to bring you very good fortune. It's going to bring you reciprocity. Now, I started with this deck here, and I ended up here. This next deck, again, the first 4 cards deal with angelic presence. And they're saying here to replace your fear with faith, unexpected help is arriving, angel protection, and 777. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the Leo reading I did last, I believe, also had 777. And there was another card in here that was similar. Sometimes you will see amongst like all of the fire signs or all of the earth signs, for example, you may see some cards or some energies that are in all of them, or in 2 out of 3 that are kind of predominating. And so sometimes if you see readers that do for like the earth signs or the water signs, that's why, because a lot of times this energy is kind of consistent amongst the 3 members of that element. So I remember seeing something I could swear in another Leo reading about 77 or 777. Now there's going to be an invitation that's going to be coming 2 weeks from now, and it may be from your ex. So, but I believe that when this invitation comes, you're basically going to look at it. We have the Seven of Pentacles. Oh gosh, we have this here twice. We have a clarifier, that's the Seven of Pentacles. We have Seven of Pentacles here. This symbol means a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. So I think what you're going to decide when this offer is made, that you're going to pass, because you've got an offer that you are happy with. That is this Two of Cups here. Now, your ex, the clarifier on this card is a 3 of Cups. Mm-hmm. I believe that you were in a third-party situation, Sag. But I think at one point you suspected it and were worried, but Spirit is saying it was worry for nothing, because you're going to end up with the person that you love. Now, Sag, anytime your card comes out or another sign comes out in their reading, that is really, really important. And on your card, let me bring this up so you can see. This is what showed up on your card. You have a double confirmation of Sag, which gives even more emphasis to this reading. But here, this little symbol here can mean death and rebirth, okay? So there's going to be a new beginning, without a doubt. They have done this before and will continue to do so, is followed by the Phoenix in reverse, which is followed by 666. Now, sorry guys, once I get up here, I've got some more clarifiers. But I'm kind of bouncing around. I'm sorry. I don't know if a lot of y'all out there are really kind of, I feel a nervousness, kind of an unsettled energy, if you will. And I think that's why I'm kind of talking like I'm talking. But anyway, so that'll resonate, I believe, with some. So, and again, they've done this before. They will continue to do so. Phoenix in reverse. This ex of yours, you know that, what is it they say? Which people can change. But in the case of this, I think intuitively, you're kind of realizing a leopard or a tiger doesn't change its stripes kind of thing. You know, this person's the same old, same old. So you're not willing to have a new start with this person. Instead, 666, you want to go somewhere else. You want to go somewhere else and have a new start. Get away from the turmoil. 3 of Wands landed on top of 666. So that is perfect. That is basically saying, I am so ready to go right now. I just want to go to calmer waters right now. Now, that card was followed, though, by 911, and the clarifier that fell on that was Scorpio. So it's possible that there will be a run-in, an emergency, in which some kind of an emergency responder is having to be called that involves a Scorpio. That's not going to resonate with everyone, but I believe there's at least one person out there that this is going to be the situation. Either they're a Scorpio or they hold a lot of Scorpio energy. And I think there's also going to be a Pisces involved in this situation. But again, here we have 111. We're talking about new starts. Okay, we're talking about freedom. The card after that is bad advice from a friend or a family member. Now, the clarification cards that came out on bad advice, a friend or family member, was the 6 of Pentacles and the Moon in reverse. Now, the Moon in reverse, Sag, is very good. If the Moon is ever upright, you need to be very careful because things are not as they seem. Anytime the Moon is upright, it's foggy. Don't trust what you're seeing because you're not seeing the whole picture. It's an illusion. In reverse, it is clarity. There is something that you realize now that you got bad advice about from someone, and you're wanting to make this situation right because you're realizing it now. You want to go make it right with that person, make it fair. Now, next to that is children are a factor. And on top of that, the clarifiers landed. There was 7 of Cups on its side and Death on its side. And there's a Queen of Cups right here with the planet Saturn on that clarifier. That is the Queen of Cups. So in a situation, there's children are a factor, and those children you're having to take them into consideration when you're making this decision. Right now, you haven't decided because the 7 of Cups is on its side, and if Death ends up being in reverse, then that means there's a possibility you're going to go and try to start an association with someone from your past, with the Queen of Cups here that is very emotional and yet very stable. That is followed by 888, which is prosperity and abundance. So that is what awaits you if you follow the road for your highest good and the highest good of all. Now, the final card, I've got 2 that came out by themselves, but the final card is this. And this is, again, similar to the Ace of Wands. This is the 3rd or 4th card about new beginnings. So there's definitely new starts that are going to be happening, Sag. These are the 2 cards that came out side by side. Pay attention to your dreams in 555. Spirit is trying to tell you that there's a change that's coming up. 555 is expect the unexpected or change. Spirit's trying to tell you that there's something about this change that's going to be revealed to you in your dreams, and you need to pay attention to your dreams. It's going to pertain to this big change coming up. So please, Sag, put a dream journal next to your bed, write your dreams down, and then go over it and see what messages you get from Spirit. For my tea leaf cards, there is a temporary situation that is taking place, but Spirit's saying don't worry about it. It is going to get resolved. Sag, there are going to be some people gossiping about you, but right now your focus is on getting, a stable home life. You want success. You are trying to earn some money, and there is going to be a money path that's going to open up. However, Sag, the thing is, you have to find that money path, but it is there. Romance is also going to be taking off soon. And again, that ties into the 2 of Cups, and then the 2 of Cups here as well. Great good fortune. So we have money path and great good fortune. So that's 2 about good fortune. Waiting for a news package or letter. Psychic ability. Trust your intuition. I say this almost every video. Sagittarius. Please, please, please always use your intuition. I'm telling you, I got stung really badly one time. It is so important that you listen to that. Do not take it lightly. Listen to your intuition when you're making decisions, especially at this time. There is going to be a reconciliation, Sag, and I believe this is with this person that is the Two of Cups. I think that you're going to want to kind of put your toe in the water and see maybe this might work, this partnership, whatever it is. And a partnership, remember, can be, a family member, a friend, a lover. It can be any of those. So you'll just have to see how it resonates with you. This is another sign of spiritual protection, dog. Protection from a powerful friend. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But there is going to be some kind of sad issue that's going to come up, Sag, because I do show a card that says someone is leaving your life. Now, it doesn't mean it has to be death, but in some form or fashion, someone is leaving your life, and it is going to cause you some distress. But Spirit's trying to say that everything is happening as it should, so please remember that. Please remember that, Sag. Spirit only has our best in mind for us. You're going to spend some time with a friend. It says deep friendship with someone of the same sex. So probably a cup of tea or just getting together. A wish is going to be granted also, Sag. However, right now there are temporary problems. Spirit is saying that you really need to be careful with your finances at this time, Sag. Be ultra careful with your finances, please. And know that you are very highly thought of. There's going to be the birth of an enterprise. Let's see, a child or an enterprise. So there is, again, newness is all in the air. But I believe with respect to the ex, Spirit is saying pale, time to get out of that situation. You're going to be having some fun, and Sag, you know how to have fun. So you're going to be having some fun, and it's going to be with a friend close up, I believe. Spirit is saying just get back to the basics. You're starting over, start from the basics. Torch, spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding. Wow, this is a super powerful card to be getting, Sag. Now, it is followed by a period of ill health or depression. Sometimes, when you're going through an ascension, it can be kind of rough on you. Your physical health may not be good. It may drain you. So whether it is something mental or physical, please make sure that you give yourself good self-care. If you're needing to see a physician or someone else, a specialist, please be sure that you do so as well. Very, very important, Sag. Now, I have a few more cards I need to share with you. Sag, I believe that there is someone from your past that you have been able to detach from, that you were finding it extremely hard to do. And that has been like a breath of fresh air. And I think now Spirit is saying what you need to do at this point is you need to cleanse. You need to do spiritual baths. You need to cleanse your home of any negative energies. And containers is in reverse, and gates, the card gates, is in reverse. And to me, I believe what that's saying is that you are breaking out of, someone has defined you in a certain way, and they have put you into this container. And so you are basically saying, I don't have to live like that. I'm going to be my authentic self. And as long as you continue to live in this kind of either your own thoughts about how your life has to be or someone else's, as long as you live like that, you're not going to have freedom. You're not going to be able to cross through those gates. You do need to focus on your root chakra at this time, Sag. So anything that you can do that will help you ground that energy, being outside is always excellent, especially if it's safe to go barefoot. Spend some time with the animals and the trees if you're able to, because it will help. Now, you've been going through kind of a desert period, but I think that's getting ready to change, and I believe it will change by next summer. And the last card is about change. Number 1, it's 5-0, which comes down to 5, and it's a chameleon. And chameleons are all about changing and adapting. So that is going to be, I think, a major keyword for you, Sag. Now, I also show that during this time, there's going to be an issue. There's going to be some temptation of some kind. Someone, I believe from your past, possibly someone that you rejected, or maybe this person's coming to you wanting to be intimate and you said no, but there's some form of retaliation. And I think this person's just going to show up out of nowhere. And I think this person's also going to try to entrap you in some form or fashion, either through pregnancy, money, heartstrings, something. But Spirit is saying this person is toxic. Toxic. This person is probably only here to get money, or like I said, to get money through this entrapment. What Spirit is saying, you need to look closely. You need to look for proof. You need to see what feels right for you. Intuitively, you always need to go to your intuition. And I think once you do that, you're deciding, I don't want any more. But kind of like we got up here with the ex, I don't want any more of that energy. But there is this new love that you want to have this agreement with, because this is your love, Sag. And you want a family with this person. And it's going to put you on the highest of highs as with respect to your emotions. So I see a very emotional time, both with respect to someone who's creating problems and then to some very bright futures for you, Sag. Of the Moonology deck, Spirit is saying, Sag, prosperity is lying ahead. So if you're feeling a little down in the dumps, please remember, things are getting ready to change. You and your loved ones are safe. And Sag, you need to expect powerful change. Now, this says new moon eclipse. And I'm going to have to look and see what the eclipse is on the 25th. I think it is a lunar eclipse. This card came out. That also gives this significance. There is going to be some really, really big changes for you, Sag. And wasn't there a card, too, about change here somewhere? I could swear. Maybe my memory is just getting bad. The last deck I have for you, Sag, is from Celtic Spirit. Spirit is saying that many of you are needing to be free and have just received freedom, because we have this card for freedom. Here's another card for freedom. The Weavers are here. So Spirit is saying, choose wisely. Your decisions are going to decide how things go. And so listen to Spirit, listen to your intuition to make those decisions, to choose the right path. Now, there will be some communication and possibly a gift coming in for you, Sag, at this time, which I believe, this is in reverse, is going to make you happy, because it's going to pull you out of your doldrums. This is wisdom, power, and transformation. You're going through a period right now where you are really, your psychic abilities, I think, Sag, are just off the chart. The owl is one of the, if not the most intuitive creatures that shows up in tarot or oracle cards. And so this is very powerful to be receiving that card. Now, the white stag is what follows. And this is basically, to me, meaning that you're going to be getting support. And that's also verified by this card here. So I think Spirit is sending you support, because it does say otherworld. So I believe this is Spirit. And you'll see the little birds or butterflies up here. Spirit is sending you support. But Spirit said what you have to do is you have to surrender to Spirit. You have to give it to Spirit and just go with the flow. Don't fight it. Let things unfold naturally. But this also says freedom. Once you surrender, Sag, freedom, freedom, freedom. Another major theme. 3 times in a read. Anytime something comes out multiple times, it's very significant. Spirit wants you to be aware of that. So my friends, we walk down this road of life, and I hope this has proved both comforting and helpful and given you some clarity. I send you all truly light, love, and blessings, my friends, and I say shine bright and be kind, Saggies. Enjoy the weekend.